Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT News, and the big topic of discussion for today, Tarik officially leaving Evil Geniuses after a long tenure as a professional player in Counter-Strike and also as a content creator. Where is his next step going to arrive? 100T's 5th is still very much up in debate. Very much intrigued your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Top of the channel, reach new people. Please do subscribe as well if you have not yet already. Not far away from 6,000. Just absolutely love to see it. First of all, this is Mike VALORANT leaks on that side of things. Neon is a duelist. This really isn't much of a surprise, right? We imagined that Neon was going to kind of be a competitor to Jet effectively. Now, still, I wonder if they've got things working. Maybe Neon's going to be very viable, and this is the new like sprinter type agent. There's the lightning thing. She obviously moves pretty quickly. Now, still, if she's going to be a direct competitor to Jet, we shall see. Or our team's going to actually decide, all right, I've got a second. Let's just use both, right? Let's just use Jet and Neon. Is it going to be kind of a one or the other situation on certain maps, or is it going to be that both are getting used, right? They have to balance things relatively well on this front, but it's exciting stuff nonetheless for these teams to actually figure out when Neon arrives into the game. But of course, well, many things about the game we would imagine changing relatively soon here into the new year. Talking about some Rostermania stuff to start things off, this very interesting Zest on Vision Strikers, long medical leave, he's now back in business. Now, it's kind of strange really, because Bang was removed on loan to go over to that new like esports connected team, whatever it's called. Now, well, Zest is back in the team. Kind of strange because Vision Strikers had this 6-man roster going on, and I thought maybe, okay, Bang's out of their lackey, I might, well, just step in as their permanent 5th player. Now, with Zest back, what are they doing, right? What's their plan, right? So it's kind of a strange one, Vision Strikers. They've made some interesting moves after being one of the big favourites, at least from that region, going into, going into Champions. Didn't really work out for them, and now they're making some kind of interesting decisions here going into VCT 2022. So I guess we'll keep our eyes on what the plan is here, but good to see Zest, of course, back from his medical absence. Now, this also just to mention, because yesterday we talked about a lot of these European teams that were making some changes and, of course, had to announce their roster effectively for these open qualifiers. And this is something that I kind of missed yesterday, but this is Guild's new roster. And, well, as you can see, some of the old players they had, but interestingly, Trex, Russ, and Cold Mentor, formerly of G2, all on this roster right now, at least as a confirmed player writing down here. So, of course, no, by no means guaranteed, but the present rumor is that some of these guys may well be joining this Guild roster as they currently signed up to this team for playing in the upcoming open qualifier. So, of course, Cold from G2, I guess, being one of the more interesting ones, with a Keylocks still in question where he might end up, of course, after getting removed from that roster relatively recently. This is also from SafeRight, because it seems like, as we just looked at really, could well be some major composition changes going on with this lineup, as Safe says going from Sentinel to Duelist is not easy, but I'm sure you guys won't be disappointed. So, Safe trying to make that happen probably means that others are going to have to step into those Sentinel roles. Wonder who that could potentially be. This also to mention, big news yesterday coming out of the Thailand scene, X10 Crit, effectively their entire team has been released, which remarkable scenes really, obviously massive organisation, especially at Champions. They had a really good run for a time, and well, X10 Crit, their entire team is gone, so it seems like they're going to sign up, well, potentially a new roster, but well, they've released their entire roster. I don't believe this was their intention to do that. We'll have a look at another tweet here in just a second, but apparently another Thai esports org, Xerxia, might be offering some more money to come in and bring them in instead. So this is what Purist says as a result. According to an X10 representative, the players' contracts ended and decided not to re-sign. The organisation will look for a new roster going into 2022. So it seems like the team basically maybe got offered more money elsewhere and decided to go there instead, and to X10, of course, looking for a new roster. So kind of unfortunate, but it seems like Xerxia might be this new team. There's a tournament coming up relatively soon in the Thailand side, and you've got Full Sense here, and then of course you've got no X10 Crits, but you've got this Xerxia team that seems to be coming into the mix. So maybe that's going to be their destination. Still some questions being raised on that front. This also from David P, formerly of the Giant side. Of course, that team went into chaos really when G2 needed some new players into their roster. And well, as he says, still looking for a team. Please give me a chance to prove myself. I will not disappoint you. I'll do what it takes to be back at the top once again. All I want for 2022 is to compete again. And there was some talk about, okay, there's a reason why this guy hasn't been picked up, like, personality type stuff. But as he says, to all the people tagging Heretics, I already declined joining them 3 weeks ago. Sorry to disappoint you. So, kind of a strange situation, really. I guess that we'll see how this one develops going forwards. Speaking of Heretics, though, seems like they're actually going to get a couple of players signed to their roster. None other than Mercs and TenZ. You guys might remember, I'm pretty sure Mercs was a name, like he was an AWPer in Counter-Strike or something. And I believe TenZ, a former Counter-Strike player as well. And well, British IDL Foxy was meant to lead the team, but was released just 2 weeks after he signed. More to follow on this situation. So this could be Heretics' destination going forwards. Definitely some relatively big name players, I suppose, that Heretics are signing. Cool to see another team looking to be competitive in that region. Let's let's talk then about 100 Thieves. As Bodork says, when you know who 100 Thieves' 5th player actually is. So, well, this is an image with, I'm pretty sure this is like meant to be a leek, right? So like a vegetable called a leek, and this is probably, I don't know, it's a massive leek, right? So I guess he's trying to say he's very tempted to like leak this absolutely huge bit of news to the rest of the world. Now, well, some people apparently know, including him. Some people seemingly don't know. George Geddes says right here, news to me, considering they haven't signed a final player. So I guess they might not have signed a final player, but it may very well be up in consideration. So this may well indicate, by the way, because yesterday we talked about, okay, if the 7 to T1 thing falls through, then 7 will still be a part of 100 Thieves. Could he join that team? Or are they going to go for other options? You'd imagine, like, I didn't really talk about it in depth yesterday, who their 5th player could be. And you guys, of course, well, we're doing a good job of speculating, but there's many other players that could be a target, right? Some of the old FaZe Clan guys, for example. So, you know, there's still some other options here on the table. One other option that could be on the table is none other than Tarik, because, well, yesterday, he, well, is released from Evil Geniuses after a really long tenure on this organization as a player in the Counter-Strike side, you know, winning events, and then, of course, well, the content king himself, right, been killing it on the stream as of late. Now, you know, the question really is there. Does he still want to compete? Is that something he wants to give a go? Because most of these highlights, right, are from his, well, competition days, right, which, you know, I'm sure he maybe misses competing to some degree. So still, of course, the stream is absolutely massive, but there are plenty of other players, the likes of, you know, ShahZaM, for example, that have a massive stream, but also compete on a higher level as well. So it's not, you know, impossible that they could consider a situation like this where Tarik could actually step back in to, well, to actually playing on a competitive level. So, well, anyway, Evil Geniuses release him. So whether he joins somewhere as a content creator, which is probably the most likely possibility, or is there an option somewhere open for him to actually step in as an official VALORANT player for a roster, which, you know, would be kind of a surprise, but maybe it's not completely out of the realms of possibility. As Tarik says, thanks for everything throughout the last 2 years, a great organization with very caring people behind it. I wish you all the best for the future. What's next for me? With, of course, the eyes emoji comes through. Now, a couple of interesting replies here. You would imagine they might not say this if this was going to happen, because they wouldn't want to just reveal it. But as Ethan says, perfect timing, right? Of course, 100 Thieves need a 5th player. He's kind of indicated yesterday that they had a 5th player they were streaming with, or they were scrimming with and practicing with. And, you know, could Tarik be that guy? It seems rather unlikely. But, I mean, still, like, some people are speculating it's possible, right? So I guess we have to throw it out there as a possibility, especially with tweets like this. This also as well from, well, Jovi, right, the new head coach for 100 Thieves. He drops the eyes emoji in the reply as well. So, well, Tarik may well be joining. I think it would be a reasonable assumption to suggest that Tarik could join an organization like 100 Thieves, probably as a content creator, is most likely. But, I mean, still, obviously his stream's been killing it. Does he want to compete, though, once again? If he gets an opportunity somewhere, 100 Thieves might be one of the more likely organizations to give him that shot. So, well, who knows, right? I guess we'll see over the coming days. This I thought was kind of funny from George, right? You know, welcome Tarik, right, to the Sentinel side. How do you always know? Of course, well, we imagine that's not going to happen, but maybe as a content creator, who knows? Possibilities are endless, really, in this situation. But did want to mention this real quick, because some people were talking about this on the Reddit, the fact that babybay could be in consideration for 100 Thieves. There's been some talk about this, right, because FaZe, who really knows what FaZe are doing? They had a lot of big name players on their roster. Corey, for example, seems to be going to TSM. babybay is another one. Pretty sure he was the first to be released from FaZe when they initially blew up after the Last Chance qualifier. And, I mean, 100 Thieves apparently have been linked to him, so maybe a 5th player could be here. There's, I mean, I'm sure there are some options on the table for them, and clearly they've been screwing with someone. Now, you know, whether that's Tarik, right, I guess that's still up in the air. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Just wanted to mention this real quick, right, because the cNed stuff that we described quite a while ago with regard to this Turkish Twitch bits kind of scandal going on, 40 people seemingly have been detained as a result of this. I don't believe this involves cNed at all, but it is kind of crazy that, well, this could have actually resulted in a potential suspension, right? We talked about it at the time. He might not have been able to go to Champions, but seems like he's managed to evade any issues really here. Basically, I think people were like stealing credit cards and using them to like, well, basically buy bits on Twitch and give them to streamers with the intention that those streamers would then split the money back to the scammer, and therefore they would both make a bit of money. Now, I think this is a pretty big thing really in Turkey, and maybe it happened to cNed, but he didn't really realize like what was going on, and therefore like he didn't give any of the money back. He wasn't really in discussions with the scammers themselves, but still, I guess he should have reported it to Twitch and stuff like this. That's at least the statement that came out at the time. But clearly other people are certainly getting detained for their involvement in this type of stuff, I guess the scammers themselves. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting a like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.